Part 2, the FG knot, braid to mono connection. Angelo Di Paola, the coastal connection with EXP Realty. We're here at J&M Tackle, the Gulf Coast foremost outfitter. Once again, Carson Hall is here with us, and the anatomy of the FG knot and how to make a braid to mono connection. Go ahead, Carson.
The biggest thing is with an FG knot is you need continuous tension on the knot while you're doing it. Being that we're doing a top shot here, I'm just going to tie an egg weight or a weight to my line. But if you're doing something on like a spinning reel and you're trying to tie on a piece of fluorocarbon for that little bit of extra casting distance, just tie a loop knot in your braid and hook it around your handle, and that'll allow you to control your tension and put a little bow to the rod to keep that braid tight. So what I've got here is I've got a little tension on my braid, and I'm going to take my mono and I'm going to lay it right here over the top, and I'm going to bring it underneath on the top. We're going to call this the top side, and we're going to pull it tight. And you see how it twists like that? And now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to come over the top of the bottom side and pull it tight. And we're just going to keep doing this approximately 20 to 30 times, depending on what size you're doing. But as you're doing this, sometimes it doesn't want to seat down correctly. And what you can do is kind of twist and rotate right here to help make it line up and do what you want it to do. So you just keep going. And it's pretty simple. This is one of the most difficult parts of it, because after this, we're just going to do a couple of half hitches to finish it off. And I'm not keeping count. I tie so many, I just kind of do it by a length. I just kind of know what I'm looking at.
So you'll just see, hey, look, this seems about far enough. And
right, depending on the diameter of the braid to the mono or fluorocarbon that I'm doing. It's something like this backing with this large diameter backing and a large mono, I'm going to do a little bit longer because, the person fishing this is probably going to put some heat on it at some point. You don't want it to fail.
So yeah, you're going a little bit smaller. Maybe you're doing 30-pound line or 10-pound line. You don't need as much.
Right. So now that I've got this where I need it, I like to end on that top one so that it's going like this. And when I cut this, I'm going to take this bottom section and I'm going to throw a couple of half hitches around this and the mono right here. So I'm going to pinch it and make sure it doesn't come loose. And I'm going to cut my line off of that weight. And now again, I'm just doing a half hitch around that braid and the mono. And that one now, it's pretty much locked in.
So around the tag end.
Around the tag end. I go ahead and do 2 of them.
So you got it locked in. You're doing number 2.
All right, now I've got this. I'm going to take and pull and really load this, about what you're going to be fighting a fish, maybe a little more, and get that knot good and seated. And now that I've got that done, I'm going to throw a couple of half hitches just around the braid itself. And then I'm going to trim my tag in. Now where the mono comes out, I'm going to pull again. Just make sure I've got this really good and tight and it's pulled out as much as it's going to. And just trim it really tight down. And once I'm done with that, I put a little drop of glue on here. You don't have to really coat the whole thing, but I do like to get just a little bit up here where those half hitches are, just to make sure that they don't want to come undone.
Love that connection. Super easy. Looks like it's going to come out of the rod tip really clean.
Right, yeah, super small diameter. A lot of these, rods, especially with like rollers, if they don't have the big heavy duty like wind-on style rollers, if you're trying to do an 80-pound connection, if that mono doubles over 2 or 3 times, it gets pretty big, and it's going to hang up going through those rollers.
Oh, yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the content today. As always, keep your trash out the splash. leave some for the grandkids. If you need tackle tips or want somebody to come rig your tackle professionally, get with Carson and the guys up here at J&M Tackle. If you're looking for somebody to give you great real estate advice, reach out to me, Angelo Di Paola at the Coastal Connection.